Bluebird Hardware.
Welcome back to Impact. I'm Carnell Davis. We would like to remind you that you can call us 471-3700, ask questions, make any comments. Joining me on this segment is the Reverend William Allen Evans along with Casmarah. They're here as site monitors for the Summer Food Service Program. Mr. Evans, last year you served as a site supervisor under this feeding program. Tell us, what are your duties as a site monitor?
Okay, we are to receive the lunches as a site supervisor, and as a monitor we are to check the sites. Each monitor has a number of sites to check each day to see that the lunches are being served, to see that the supervisor at each site is responsible for the serving the lunches, and try to make the individuals who are with the lunches comfortable. I, as a supervisor, try to do the thing that would make the students comfortable, make the children enjoy the food and teach them decorum and manners. I involved a lot of things in it, and they really appreciate it.
Okay. Mr. Monty, I know for several years you worked with this program. What have you been involved in as far as being a site monitor?
As far as the site monitor, I guess our #1 objective is to be the policeman of the program. You know, it's our job to ride around and check on sites and make sure that everything is functioning properly, that the sites are living up to the standards of the Board of Health approval, and that the lunches are being fed on the premises.
Okay, that's one of the requirements. When the children receive the food, one of the requirements is that they consume the food on the site.
That's correct.
What are some of the other things that you look for when you go out to monitor the sites, other than the food being served appropriately, or them consuming it on site? What about the facilities themselves? What do you check?
Well, the facilities must also meet the standards of being approved, the approved standards of becoming a site from the very beginning. So we do what we call a pre-op before the program starts. We go and check these places 2 weeks ahead of time, and to make sure that they meet the standards that are required by the state. And so when the program began as monitors, we just make sure that those standards remain as they are. For example, refrigeration. These sites must have somewhere to store the food, refrigerate the food, and we make sure that the refrigeration continues to work, and that the places continue, sanitation is kept.
Okay, Reverend Allen Williams, Bay Willie. What are some of in viewing the program itself, Mr. Evans, in viewing the program itself, what are some of the things that you have observed in the children? I know you mentioned the activities, some of the recreational and the educational activities. How do you see this program as being important during the hot summer months?
Very, very important, Mr. Davis. As I said earlier, at the InfoCare, we had a program going that involved, I imagine, over 300 children in the run of the program. They were very interested in what we were doing, and the food was very delicious, and we taught manners. I must emphasize that. The young people that I involved with, they came in with a certain attitude, but as the program progressed, I tried to inject. Being a minister, I cannot get away from this, and I inject them, even saying their grace and things that they came in one attitude, and before the program ended, it was amazing how they came in with the attitude had changed, the disposition had changed. They would come in the beginning maybe pushing in the line, but after I talked to them and I would sit down with them, I would even peel oranges for the young children, and as time went on, I was just proud, you know, and all the sites, and that's why I invite all the parents to find out why these sites are in your area and get involved. It's something that really help the young people, and their attitude changes, their disposition changes.
That was another point. By these sites being located throughout the Mobile County area, out in the community, CAS, what kind of response do you get from the parents of the children? Can parents come out and volunteer at the sites, or is it encouraged?
Yes, we encourage volunteer assistance at every site, and in some instances parents come out and help man each site. However, most of the sites there are paid staff on sites from the budget for the summer lunch program.
And so you have some paid staff, and then if people in the community want to come out,
that's correct,
they can.
We have the JTPA students also is part of this program, and it's very incentive for them, and they get an experience working this summer with the young kids from different communities, along with the senior citizens. It's also part of the program. They stay 4 hours a day, and it's just a total program we all involved in.
Okay, so you have the school board involved. They prepare the food
Right.
and also deliver the food out with their staff.
Right.
And then you have the hired staff at each site distributing the food, and then if there are any volunteers, they are available also.
correct.
When you have the children coming out, you have children of all ages, up to 18, and we've had a lot of information in the news lately about some of the activities that children are getting involved. Do you see this kind of program helping to defray the behavior, the negative behavior, inappropriate behavior in children in the communities, Cass?
Yes, and it could even more. I think that's why Mrs. Joyner, when she spoke earlier about encouraging site supervisors to have some type of organized activity or program at each lunch site, so that the site wouldn't just be somewhere a kid go get a free lunch and then go back home. In the process of getting a free lunch, we get a chance not only to feed the body, but feed the mind too.
Okay.
I would like to also mention of the site supervisors. They do a marvelous job, and I must commend those individuals, these 80-some sites that we have in Mobile County, and the jobs they do during the summer. They are, at best, dedicated individuals who have the children at heart, and that's what's important. And as we said earlier, we have parents to come out. They can help. You have, well, baby 2, 3 years old needs some help. And in most instances, the site supervisor will try to do what they can to make it comfortable and make them feel like they are wanted. It's not something that we say free lunch, but something that they feel part of, make them feel like they are contributing citizens of the community. And it does marvelous work for the individuals.
When you monitor the sites, Kaz, I'm sure you have some sites in the inner city and also some sites out in the rural communities.
Correct.
Do you see any difference in the activities or in the sites as they're operated in the outer lying areas?
None that's worth mentioning. Basically about the same.
Okay, we wanted to hold this poster up because this program is served under the State Department of Education through the United States Department of Agriculture, and once the sites are approved, any child in the community can come out and participate. The summer food service program begins on June the 12th and ends in August, so find a site nearest you. We'll return with Shirley Matthews, Making a Difference in Public Housing, after this break.
Celebrate America's homecoming during the 1991 Parade of Homes. There's never been a better time to buy a new home, whether it be a starter home, executive home, or retiree's home. See the latest designs, colors, and building techniques. Over 40 homes and 23 subdivisions at the 1991 Parade of Homes. Saturday and Sunday 1 to 5, June 8th, 9th, 15th, and 16th. Take a trolley from the Abbott Temple to Brockton Place and see the 1991 Showcase House. Celebrate America's homecoming during the 1991 Parade of Homes.
Sponsored by Mobile Gas. Call us about Energy Wise Plus Homes.
Welcome back to Impact. Our guest for this segment on See Who's Making a Difference in Public Housing is a 1991 graduate of Williamson High School. She had made national attention to herself, her school, and to her community by her running ability and track and field. She's the daughter of Mrs. Lacey Rowland, and she lives in public housing. Please welcome Patrina Lacey. Hello, Patrina.
Hello.
You not only became a star in track and field, but you also played a major role in basketball, averaging 15 points per game. How were you able to maintain those two sports as well as continue your good study habits?
I work hard. I put my mind at what I do. I enjoy participating in sports. Therefore, it becomes fun, well as rewarding to me. My mother also plays a major role in my success. She encouraged me to do well in everything I do.
Very good. I have some stats here. You ran the 100-yard dash in 11.8. You ran the 200-yard dash in 24.2 seconds. And the 4x100 relay ankle leg, your time is 47.5 seconds. And the 4x400 relay ankle leg, your time is 3 minutes and 59 seconds. And the long jump, your average is 19.3 3/4. That's amazing. You also average 15 points per game in basketball. Tell us about that. Is there a role model, or were you able to acquire this from some family member or something like that?
Yes, I think my talent comes from my father, Warner Hurd, because he excelled well in many sports.
Very good. Before a game, is there something special that you do in order to get yourself mentally and physically ready for a big game?
Yes, before basketball games, I concentrate on what I'm supposed to do as a guard. Before my track events, I prefer to be alone, concentrating on my upcoming events, and also getting my legs ready to run events.
Okay. Talking to several coaches, they said that you are definitely Olympic bound. Who is the professional